Xbox Game Pass provides us with an incredible selection of adventure games that it's really hard to narrow down such an expansive list. Today we'll be covering the 20 best adventure games on Xbox Game Pass that you must play this 2024. My name is Fletcher, this is Xbox Nation. Subscribe for more Xbox content every single day, and let's dive right in. Let's start with Shadow of the Tomb Raider. This is Lara Croft at her most intense and personal, as she faces the consequences of her actions that trigger a series of cataclysmic events. Set in the lush and dangerous jungles of South America, the game offers not only heart-pounding combat and exploration, but also some of the best puzzle tombs in the series. One of my favourite moments from this game was when I was finally able to crack one of the more challenging puzzles deep in the belly of a forgotten temple. It was a real aha moment for me, and I absolutely love this game. If you love adventure, mystery, and a character-driven story, then this game is a high recommendation from me. Next, we have Assassin's Creed Valhalla, a game that absolutely floored me with its depth and detail. You will play as Eivor, a Viking raider who must navigate political intrigue, battle fierce enemies, and explore a sprawling recreation of Dark Ages England. What truly sets Valhalla apart is its settlement building mechanic, and it really adds a layer of strategy as you decide how to upgrade it and how to expand. I found myself spending absolute hours just improving my village, watching it grow from a humble camp to a thriving community. The combat in this game is absolutely brutal, the story is epic, and if you're a fan of Viking era games, then this one will be the one for you. It also has such an expansive amount of activities to go along with, and you have over 200 hours of content in the base game alone. Astroneer is all about discovery and creativity. You will land on an unknown planet with only your wits and tools to survive, and really it's up to you to gather resources, build bases, and explore some new worlds. What I found particularly fun in this game is the emphasis on creativity and physics, as you can literally reshape the planet's terrain to suit your needs. There's a sense of wonder every time you stumble across a mysterious artifact or a hidden cave system. It really is a game that reminds you of the joy of pure exploration, and when you're playing with friends, those shared moments of discovery are just unbeatable. Far Cry 6 throws you into the heat of a revolution in the fictional Caribbean island of Yara, and it's inspired by Cuba. Playing as Danny Rojas, you'll experience guerrilla warfare at its finest by creating makeshift weapons and using the environment to your advantage. One of my most memorable moments from this game was leading an all-out assault on a military base using a homemade CD launcher blaring Macarena. To be honest, it was just absolutely chaotic, hilarious, and just utterly Far Cry. The game's villain, Anton Castillo, is portrayed by Giancarlo Esposito and is one of the most compelling and terrifying antagonists in recent memory. If you love lush open worlds with cities, jungles, and everything in between, with a mix of serious wacky gameplay, then Far Cry 6 is the one for you. Mass Effect Legendary Edition is an epic space opera that combines heart-pounding combat with one of the most beloved narratives in all of gaming. As Commander Shepard, you're tasked with uniting the galaxy against a common enemy, but what really sets this game apart is its focus on relationships and choices. This is BioWare at their best, and every single decision you make affects the outcome of the story. From who lives to who dies, the fate of the entire species is in your hands. I still remember the tension of having to choose between saving one character over another. It was antagonizing, but made the story feel truly personal. If you love games where your choices matter with an expansive open world experience, then this trilogy is fantastic. Now we have Skyrim, a game that really has stood the test of time for quite some reason. You start as a prisoner on the way to your execution, but from that moment, the entire open world opens up and you're free to become whoever you want. You can either join the Thieves Guild, become a master wizard, or just wander the beautiful landscapes and search for adventure. I've had some of the best gaming moments possible, stumbling across a hidden cave or just fighting a dragon on a snowy mountaintop. The modding community has really kept this game fresh, adding so many new quests, characters, and even whole new regions to explore. Whether you're playing it for the first or the 100th time, Skyrim always has something brand new to offer. Ryse Son of Rome takes you back to the height of the Roman Empire, where you'll play as Marius Titus, a Roman soldier on a quest for revenge. This game is a really heavily underrated Xbox exclusive back in the Xbox One era, and it's one game that I heavily recommend that you try just for the visuals alone. The combat in this game is brutal and cinematic, with a focus on perfectly timed attacks and executions. The story is actually surprisingly emotional, dealing with themes of honor, duty, and family. And the visuals, to be honest, honest, are absolutely stunning, and the detail in the armor and grand battles feels like something out of a Hollywood epic. It really does stand the test of time, and it just shows what Crytek can do on their engine. It's a shorter adventure compared to other games on this list, but it's intense and memorable, especially if you're a fan of Roman history. Starfield was one of the most anticipated games of 2023, and to be honest, that's for very good reason. Bethesda's newest RPG promised to take us to the stars in a way that no game has ever done before. You'll be exploring a vast universe with countless planets, each with their own unique ecosystems, challenges, and secrets. To be honest, I absolutely fell in love with this game's focus on exploration and discovery, with so much deep lore and customizable spaceships. You can actually go wherever you like and spend time just charting unknown worlds, making first contact with alien species, or discovering long-lost ruins on a distant moon. It really is a game that redefines what we think of as an adventure, and I cannot wait for the Shattered Space DLC to arrive towards the end of this month. If you're a fan of JRPGs, then Tales of Arise should be at the top of your list. This game brings a fresh and emotional story set in a beautifully animated world. You'll follow the journey of two heroes from different worlds, fighting for a common cause. What makes the game stand out is its combat system, as it's fast-paced, fluid, and allows for some incredible combo attacks that feel great just to pull off. The story is actually very rich with themes of freedom, justice, and love, and I found myself deeply connected to each character's personal struggle. The anime art style with a more realistic open world just looks fantastic, and if you love a good story with engaging gameplay, then this is a must-play. Immortals Fenyx Rising was a massive surprise coming from Ubisoft, and really brings a fresh comedic take on Greek mythology. You will play as Fenyx, a hero tasked with saving the Greek gods from a dark curse. The game's world is just bursting with so much colour, and filled with tons of puzzles, challenges, and enemies inspired by mythological creatures. What makes it so special is its light-hearted narrative style. It's filled with so much humour and charm, often poking fun at the gods and their flaws. I really love the freedom of flight with the wings of Daedalus, soaring over the beautiful landscapes while solving some ancient mysteries. It really is a heavily underrated gem, and especially surprised us all when it came from Ubisoft, and it's a feel-good adventure that still manages to deliver epic moments. If you enjoy hunting games, then Wild Hearts brings something fresh to the table. The game is actually set in a world where nature is not just a backdrop, but a force to be reckoned with. You'll have to hunt massive creatures using a variety of weapons, traps, and gadgets. Think of Monster Hunter, but in a brand new universe. What I find really cool is how the environment plays a huge role in combat, as you can use trees to your advantage, create barriers, or lure monsters into natural traps. The satisfaction of bringing down a beast after a long strategic fight is immense, and if you're looking for an adventure that requires not only skill but also quick thinking, then Wild Hearts is a perfect pick. Tchia is such a beautiful homage to New Caledonian culture, and it's a game that's all about exploration and joy, and I had an absolute fantastic time exploring this game when it came to Game Pass. You will play as Tchia, a young girl with a power to soul jump into animals and objects. This unique mechanic opens up a world of possibilities, as you can fly as a bird, swim like a fish, or even roll around the ground as a coconut. I love the game's relaxed pace and the freedom it gives you to explore the tropical island at your own speed. It has a fantastic gripping story, and it's a game that just celebrates culture, creativity, and the beauty of nature. It's perfect for when you just want to unwind and enjoy a heartfelt adventure. Star Wars Jedi Survivor takes you deep into the Star Wars universe than we've ever seen before. Continuing the story of Cal Kestis, you'll face new challenges and enemies as you continue your journey to restore the Jedi Order. The game's lightsaber combat feels incredibly responsive, and you have a range of force powers that will make you feel truly powerful. What really impressed me were the detailed environments on every planet, as each of them are beautifully crafted, and it's a real sense of discovery around every single corner. Whether you're a die-hard Star Wars fan or just looking for an epic adventure, then this game delivers on every single front. Fallout 4 is really about surviving in a post-apocalyptic world where danger lurks around every corner. With the massive success of the Fallout TV show, I know this one garnered a lot of players, and it's fantastic to see it available on Xbox Game Pass. As the sole survivor, you'll have to explore a vast open world filled with so many mutants, raiders, and mysteries to uncover. What really keeps me coming back to this game is the settlement building feature, as you can create and manage entire communities, defend them from threats, and watch them thrive. The only downside is that you have to listen to Preston Garvey all the time, and I know many of you would have experienced that if you've tried the game. There's something incredibly satisfying though about crafting your perfect wasteland home while fending off the dangers that surround you. And it's a game where every single decision counts and every adventure just feels truly meaningful. A Way Out is a really unique co-op experience that you can only play with a friend, and that's really what makes it so special. This game actually comes from the creators of It Takes Two, and it really does show with the narrative in this game. The story follows two prisoners, Vincent and Leo, who must work together to break out and seek revenge. Each player controls one of the characters, and the game constantly requires you to communicate and strategize together. I remember playing this with my friend and feeling the tension rise during a particularly tricky stealth section, and to be honest, it's absolutely intense even in the firefights. The game is just filled with so many moments that really build trust and really test it, especially with your gaming partner, making it an unforgettable cooperative experience. Creatures of Ava only recently came onto Xbox Game Pass, and it really is a hidden indie gem that's all about exploration and wonder. You step into the shoes of a young adventurer, discovering a whimsical world filled with quirky creatures, puzzles, and secrets. What really makes this game stand out for me is its unique art style, as it's like stepping into a storybook with magical, almost dreamlike quality. The game is relaxed yet engaging, with a strong focus on creativity and curiosity. There is no action in this game, and instead is one of those ones for a more relaxed experience and perfect for those who like cozy games. It really is one of those games that makes you feel like a kid again, filled with so much wonder and every new discovery. Alice Madness Returns take you on a dark and twisted journey for a version of Wonderland that you've never seen before. This game came out on the Xbox 360, and I know many people have overlooked this hidden gem. As Alice, you're navigating a psychological landscape filled with creepy, nightmarish versions of familiar characters. The platforming and combat are incredibly tight, but it's a story in this game that will truly grip you. It's a deep dive into Alice's psyche, where every level represents a piece of her trauma and struggle. The visual design in this game is just absolutely stunning, yet unsettling. I found myself both awed and creeped out by some of the game's imaginative environments. If you're in the mood for something dark and deeply narrative driven with great platforming experiences, then this game is completely unique. A Plague Tale Requiem is a story-driven adventure that pulls no punches when it comes to emotion. You will play as Amicia, trying to protect her younger brother Hugo as they navigate a world ravaged by plague and war. The game's stealth mechanics require you to think on your feet, using everything from slingshots to pots of fire to distract your enemies. What really makes this game truly stand out is the bond between each of the siblings, as their relationship is the heart of this game. It really is rare to see such a deep emotional connection portrayed so well in a video game this year. This is one adventure that will stay with you long after the credits roll, and I have to say, this is easily number one on my own personal list. Atlas Fallen recently joined Game Pass, and is a new adventure that thrusts you into a vast desert world where you wield the power to control the sand. The combat is fluid and dynamic, with a real emphasis on chaining together moves and utilizing your environment. What really caught my attention was the game's deep lore, as you'll find yourself delving into ancient ruins, uncovering secrets, and battling mythical creatures. It's perfect for those who love a mix of fast-paced action and rich storytelling, and I'm really excited to see how the story unfolds. The game recently had a massive overhaul in terms of story and dialogue, so it's well worth diving into it, especially if you've experienced it before. Last but certainly not least, Dungeons of Hinterberg is a fantastic indie game that combines action-adventure gameplay with RPG elements. You will play as an adventurer, diving into dangerous dungeons filled with traps, puzzles, and enemies. The game's charm really lies in its unique art style and clever design of its dungeons. Each level feels like a fresh challenge, and I really found myself constantly adapting my strategy to overcome each obstacle. It's a game that makes you think while still delivering a satisfying dose of adventure, and the Austrian Alp environment is just incredible. Definitely a great choice for fans of challenging indie adventures, and it only recently came to Xbox Game Pass. What adventure game do you like from this list? Let me know in the comments below. Remember to like the video if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more Xbox content every single day. Whilst here, why don't you check out our most recent video on screen now, as we cover the 30 best games coming to Xbox Game Pass in 2025.